Hey there, welcome to this new video. In the previous video we made a start on the dashboard's front end, and now we're going to go and connect the backend to that. The code will not be too complicated, as we'll just run a express server, and I'll show you how to make the front end a actual static code to put into the backend. So let's get started. We're going to go and create a backend folder, and we're going to go into that with this. And that was just some quick mess from the front end. We're going to go into the back end real quick, and I'm going to type npm initialize -y. This will create a quick package.json. And in here we will change one thing, which is the main, and that's going to be the src/app.js. Then we're going to go back into the console and we're going to install express.env and course. And we can use that, for example, to use the .env environment variables. And we're also going to go and install the nodemon, which we also used in the Discord revamped series, and we can use that to automatically, when changing a file, that the server will do a hot reload, and we can just keep on checking and testing. So we are going to go and change the type, which is by default the common JS. We're going to change that to module, and actually we forgot to do that, I think, on the previous video as well. So we're also gonna, oh, it's already here, but if you don't have this, you need to have it in both the backend and front end. You have to set it to module, so we can use the importing instead of require, which we'll be using throughout the entire project. So now we're going to create a src, so a source folder, and we're going to create the app.js file inside of there. And here we're going to do a few simple imports, which is the .env/config.js, the express package, the course package, and once again the import path package. And with that we're gonna go and create the express client, or application, however you want to call it. And we're also gonna get the port from the environment file, and how we are gonna set that port is we're gonna do a new file inside the backend folder, and we're gonna add port to 9000. So now this is going to be 9000 since it's getting that port from the .env environment. And we're going to serve up our express app, so app.use express.static path join src/client. And if you remember correctly from the previous video, the client is how we are calling the front end folder when it's built up to a static folder. So we're going to do that in a little bit to test it out, and we're going to go into here and do npm run build, and that's going to create the client folder. So it's not here yet, but we'll drag it in whenever we will start testing. And we're also going to do the app use course, and then app.get/API, and this is how the front end and the back end will communicate with each other, and as well as the Discord applications and the Discord bot will communicate. And we're just gonna say hello world for now. So with this setup, we can make this a static folder and put it into the backend, and we can just run the backend, which will enable us to just use one hosting at a time and also save on cost a little bit. So that's also just great. And we're gonna listen for the port 9000. And when it starts, we can do, oops, I'm making a typo. Server is running. There you go. So now that that's done, we can go to the console and we can do npm run dev. Whoops. We have to go back into our package.json real quick, and we have to create the npm run dev command, obviously. So yeah, so we're gonna go into the package.json real quick, and we're gonna say dev, which is the npm run dev command, and we're just gonna say nodemon for now in there. So, or actually, let's just specify the specific path real quick, and we're also gonna go and add a start command, which is gonna be just node instead of nodemon. So now we have two commands, one start and one the dev, and this will be when we put in the client folder and we are actually running the application on, for example, a production. But for now we can just use npm run dev. So we can type that, and you can see it will use nodemon to run the application, and it's now running at localhost 9000. When you open localhost 9000, you'll cannot get slash, since we are not listening for anything of slash. But what it can do is /API, and then you can see hello world. So that is working. I hope you remember that in the previous video, what we did is we created this small config thing where we are proxying the /API route in our front end, which is on the port, when we run it real quick, is on the port 5173. But when we use the /API route in this website, so let's do it, you can see that it actually shows the backend response that we just set up, since even though it is on the port 9000 when running both applications, obviously, so it's now rewriting to the 9000 port with the config in here. And in this way we can communicate the front end and back end in between each other. So that's working all perfectly. And what we can do now is we can do npm run build inside the front end folder, and you can see it will be building for production, and it actually created the client folder that we specified right here. So what we can do is we can go and grab the client and put it into the backend, and we're gonna go and do /npm run start. Or npm run dev, npm run start, we can do both. So as you can see, we are currently not running any front end applications. We're gonna go to the server, and quickly let me check something out. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. So one quick mistake, we have to put the client inside the src folder actually. Oops. Oh, not sure what that was. Alright, there it is. Since in the package.json, right? No, in the app.js, my bad. We're using the express.static function, but we're actually calling it from the src/client, not from the root client. So if we did, for example, this, it would have worked like this, but we're doing it like this to keep it all nice and organized. So right now, if we go to our console, and once again, nothing here is running, no server front end, you can check it out for yourself as well. If you run the backend on npm run dev or npm run start, what it's gonna do now is it's gonna work like the root page is not going to be cannot get, it's going to be the front end. So now the front end and backend are completely connected on one server. And if we go to /API right here, it will also work as intended. So that means that we have the entire API connected and the backend connected to the front end. And from there we can go and work on our authentication and everything that comes with a Discord dashboard. Alright, well thank you for watching this video, and I hope that it was clear on my explanations around why we're doing how we're doing it, but as well as you can just follow along and it should all work fine. And if it doesn't work for you, you can always join our Discord, linked in the description, or if you have any questions. And if you're interested in the full source code of this video or any of the other videos that we uploaded, you can go into the description as well, and there should be a link to our Patreon, and from there you can get access to the source code of all of the projects that we created, as well as a few other perks that you'll get. So just check it out and see if it's anything for you. Okay, well that was this video for now, and I'll hope to see you at the next video. Later.